Good Tuesday morning. I hope that wasn't as loud on your end as it was on mine. It's cookies and cream protein. Let's just start today. When I talked to you yesterday, part of the video, I talked about, glanced over various situations where I'm just kind of brokenhearted. Let me see if I can fix some light. It's a rainy, gloomy day. I should really invest in some lights, a backdrop, things of that nature. Kind of. I don't want things that I do and talk about on here to become anything less than from my heart, because that's where we started this. So, I did a little calculating. I talked about being heartbroken. I'm going to take my hair down. I pull it up to anytime I have to deal with the dog, I pull my hair up. And sometimes when I put it back down, it looks really bad. But anyway, we figured up the days. Actually, this time. The other day, I just kind of opened the book and went off the cuff, which is generally what I do, which I kind of need to hone that in a little bit. And I'd like to say that I've been working on it, but as you know, I really haven't been working on anything. So we'll just leave that there. Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry. That got away from me before I could stop it. We're starting off just rude and ill-mannered this morning. I do apologize. Sometimes a little bubble just comes right out. We're going to start off in the Celebrate Recovery devotional, and probably go to a few other different areas, because it just got stuff on my heart, and so why not? And this kind of lines up with it, and it kind of don't. So we're just going to go with it and see what happens. The devotional is called Full of Life. He frees the prisoners. He lifts the burdens from those bent down beneath their loads. Psalm 146, 7 and 8. I don't know what TLB stands for as far as the forgot the word. The translation. There it is. I knew it was out there floating around. I think it's the Learning Bible. I'm not sure. Anyway, what is your life today? Does it reflect a person full of life and hope? Nope. Or does it reflect someone who is hopeless and lifeless? Kind of. That's kind of where I've been the last couple of days. Last year, a close friend of mine visited the country of Jordan. Again, remember, this is not I didn't write these. While there, he took a short side trip to the Dead Sea. it was quite an experience, he told me later. Um, the water is so salty that nothing can survive in it. It's literally dead, just like it says. A couple of times I got the water in my eyes, and the salt was so strong that it burned. Whew. Um, oh man, that can kind of hit on some neato different, taking it into our health and how we eat. Because I don't know about you, but if you've ordered fast food lately, a lot of times, and you know I grew up with critters and stuff like that, so a lot of times it's like licking a salt block when you get uh, some fast foods. We're just going to go with this. Whatever tangent I go on, we are on. Buckle up. Stay for the ride. I may goat trail a little bit. It is a rabbit trail, whatever it's called, squirrel, ADHD, you know the drill. And it's true what they say. You can't sink in the Dead Sea. I jumped into the water and immediately floated to the top. It was the most bizarre feeling. The book of Revelation mentions a river that will flow from the throne of God. The Bible calls it the river of the water of life. In the book of Ezekiel, we learn that this river expands as it flows eastward, nourishing everything in its path until finally it empties into the Dead Sea, making the salty water fresh and able to support life. If God can give life to the lifeless Dead Sea, he most definitely can bring us life. No matter how vile and polluted our lives have been, his living water flowing through us will let us experience life to the fullest. The prayer is, Lord God, you are the giver of living water. Flow through my sin-polluted heart and make it fresh and clean once again in Jesus' name. We're going to tiptoe back up to this verse in Psalms 146. I may have earmarked it, but it may be different. Where it says, he lifts the burdens from those bent down beneath their loads. That's where we are going to go on into what I have today. Because yesterday, if you remember, I've just been brokenhearted since, this is Tuesday, since Sunday. And in the broken heartedness in some of the situations, it's not my decision to make. I'm helpless. And that's part of what gets me, is because I'm used to kind of being in charge of making decisions and stuff like that. And I kind of made a mistake in not making a note. So give me just a minute. As I'm reading out of the Passion Translation, which I really enjoy. It reads more like a book, for lack of a better way of putting it. It's more relatable in translation than other translations that I read. We're going into the 71st, Psalm 71, and it's the Psalm of Old Age. And along about verse 12, it says, "O God, stay close to me. Don't just watch from a distance. Hurry to me. Hurry to help me, my God. Cover these accusers of mine with shame and failure. Destroy them all, for they only want to kill me. No matter what, I'll trust in you to help me. Nothing will stop me from praising you to magnify your glory." And it goes on down and it says in verse 18, "God, now that I am old and gray, don't walk away. Give me grace to demonstrate to the next generation all of your mighty miracles and excitement to show them your magnificent power. For your glorious righteousness reaches up to the high heavens. No one could ever be compared to you." Just kind of skipping down a few verses to verse 20. "Even though you've let us sink down with trials and troubles, I know you will revive us again, lifting us up from the dust of death. Give us even more greatness than before. Turn and comfort us once again." And we're skipping. The last verse says, "I'll never stop telling others how perfect you are. While all those who seek my harm slink away, ashamed and defeated." I clipped another one, and again, I should have stopped and made some notes, but limited on time this morning, and I just didn't. And I should have, because I can't remember why I marked some of these. Psalms is a book of both praise and lamenting. And I think people forget that the people that wrote these, although God inspired, they were people. They had questions. I got questions. I read this book and I still got questions. I listen to people who know more about this book and these things and all that stuff, and I still got questions. So, I don't understand why sometimes it seems like I get something or someone that I love dearly back pulled close, only to lose them again. Whew. I wished I could go into detail, but it's not my place. And it's not in my nature to betray someone's trust. Or confidence. And I get in trouble enough because I think everybody knows what I know, because I'm generally the last person to know. So I just kind of have gotten to where I just don't get into detail anymore. But my point of this is, it's hard. When you get down and out, when something happens that hurts you, it's hard. Hurt brings all its little friends along. Loneliness brings all its little friends along. And your mind is a battlefield. seriously, I know it's been said and books have been written about it and all that neato stuff. It is the truth. Whenever you are, and I know you can hear the roaring of the laptop, I'm sorry. I eventually will get a newer, better setup than this. Um, wouldn't hold my breath because it just is what it is. And I don't mean that in a bad way. The progress is slow, and it is just what it is. Excuse me. We are working on it. Um, there are things that I can't do by myself, but I can chip away at them. So I kind of try to do that, and then I have to take a week or two to recover. But today's thought, if I had to share one, is that when you are, and there's other things that go along with this, and I can put this into perspective because there are still times when, for a fleeting moment, I will get frustrated or aggravated or whatever with whatever is going on. And whatever current habit that I'm trying to break, it gets real hard. Trying to eat better gets real hard because I want that comfort food. Trying to, thinking about running away, for lack of a better way of putting it. For the longest time after my dad died, I thought that going to the cemetery, going to his grave, was my my safe place. I had some crazy notions that went along with that, but that's what I thought. So whenever I would get frustrated, aggravated, an argument would break out or what have you, my knee-jerk thought was run. Run to him, or run to where he is. Someone once said they kind of wondered how long I would be out of commission, for lack of a better word, after my dad died. Looking back on that statement and the person that said it, they weren't being kind. They weren't being concerned about me. I'd like to think that they were. Looking back on it, they weren't. 2023 and 2024 have been times of either me having to cut people out of my life or people walking away from me. And I'm learning to be okay with that either way. I'm learning that people that can, after an extended period of time, walk away, didn't belong here anyway. And that sounds meaner than I mean it. I'm not saying that I like it. I'm just learning, grieving living people is much more difficult than grieving those who aren't coming back. I grieve a relationship with my niece. I grieve a relationship with a lot of other people. And there's nothing I can do to fix it. Literally, there's nothing I can do to fix it. So when I get down into the brokenheartedness. It's hard to talk about this. When I get down into the absolute, and I see their dreams identical to mine. My dream was to always have land and have, have my family close. That dream is just not gonna happen. And I am thankful that God is near and close to the brokenhearted, because there are so many of us who have lost relationships and people that we love so very much. And most of it that we've lost them over is ridiculous rebellion. And I know, because I've been one of those ridiculous rebellious people. I don't know how to stop this. I don't really have anything else to say. But there's a prompting that's just telling me to tell you, whatever hurt, whatever hang up, whatever addiction you are fighting or dealing with, you are worth overcoming it. And that God is near. He is so near. And He is so ready to help you. You give it to Him and let Him, and watch what He does with it. After I, told you, I took to my bed. I'm not ashamed of it. I was devastated. I did what I grieved. I cried my tears Sunday morning. Still got a few little moments that I cry my tears. But then it's time to get up and time to try to start moving forward. And time to start just dreaming a new dream. So, I'm going to leave that where it is. Remember that God is near to you. He's as near to you as you allow Him to be. Remember that I love you. This is another long one. I didn't intend for it to be, and I didn't cover half of what I had in my mind when I hit record. Heartbreak is real. Hurts that can trigger behaviors, real. 100% real. This hurt does not give me an excuse to pour myself a drink. All the years of sobriety that I have, this hurt does not give me, it doesn't give me an excuse to inhale a whole pizza or have a cheesecake or, eat badly out the rest of the day. it does, or to just eat badly for a period of time. It does not give me that, because it's not going to fix it. What's going to fix the hurt, what's going to fix everything for me, is to do my steps, my tools, and use them. And I know that. So today we are picking up, back up at step 1. And you may say, how many times do you got to pick back up at step 1? As many times as it takes. My sobriety with alcohol is intact, 100%. Other areas in my life where there's hurts and hang-ups and things that that I need to work on, anger, stuff like that, I got to go back to step 1. And I got to do it as many times. Fall down 6 times, get up 7. Fall down 7 times, get up 8. And I will, until I get it right. And I wish you a great day. I love you all. Thanks for supporting this channel. There will be other fun content. Ian has his own lawnmower. I'm just kind of baffled by that. We'll show. Yeah, he'll do a whole thing for you. I love y'all. There will be different content. There will be some get ready with me's. It will all be. This is kind of I don't fit into a set mold. Never have, never will. And I think a lot more people on YouTube need to not fit into a set mold, because nobody is defined, whether it's homesteading, makeup, whatever. Nobody is defined by just that thing in life. And I don't want to be defined by my garden. I don't want to be defined by makeup. I don't want to be defined by anything else other than who I am, in all inclusive, all of me, all of the facets of who I am. That's why we share it all. So y'all have a good day. Remember, I'm the mayor's daughter. See you, bye.